He said today.
今日の作品はこちら。めちゃめちゃね、爽やかなイラストですよね。ニオさんの作品でタイトルはレモネード。夏の終わりにレモネードを飲みたいなと思い書いた作品です。自分の中では
He's talking about with the lemonade, talking something about lemonade that that the person needs to improve with some of the background.
スムーズに書き上げることができてとても気に入っています。楽しく書けたのはいいんですが、なんだか線画が絵に馴染んでいないような気がしてなりません。線画の色、太さ、プロの方を見ても線が絵にとても馴染んでいて素敵な印象です。いつかイラスト系の
Something that's lovely, he said.
職に就くためにはぜひ線画を絵に馴染ませるコツを斉藤先生にご伝授いただければ嬉しいです。よろしくお願いします。とのことです。
Nice to meet you.
とてもね、爽やかなイラストで見ているだけで清々しい気持ちにさせられますね。それとね、イラスト的にももうこの段階で線の馴染ませ方にまで気を配ることができていることがニモさんの観察力の高さを物語っていると思います。素晴らしいです。でね、ニモさんが気にされている
wonderful.
線が馴染んでいないんじゃないか問題についてなんですが、これについてはね、明確な解決策があります。確かにね、ニモさんが
talking about how the person can improve.
皆さん、どこだと思いますか?
Where do you place the colors? What I'm saying is
馴染ませないというのもイラストのテクニックの一つなので、それは覚えておいてほしいんですが、もう先に結論に
already.
そのイラストの線が浮いてしまっている部分を絵に馴染ませるためにはですね、線で表現する部分と陰影で表現する部分を使い分けるという意識が必要。
It's talking about the colors you should use in between while you make a drawing. That is not really something I would recommend to do.
どういうことなんでしょうか。これを聞いてね、もう分かっちゃってるっていう人はかなりイラスト上級者だと思います。さあ、線を絵に馴染ませるために線で表現するのはどこか、そして陰影で表現するのはどこか、その部分を予測しながら見ていってください。
Where you should add the
それでは早
colors.
速見てみましょう。はい、まずですね、
Let's
メインディッシュに
first
このイラスト、お
hold
手
on.
軽に
What did he say?
するのはどこか、その部分を予測しながら見ていってくださいね。それでは早速見てみましょう。はい、まずですね、メインディッシュに行く前にこのイラスト、お手軽にもっと見栄えよくできちゃう部分があるので、まずは先にその部分を添削しちゃいましょうか。それはね、
So he said first we should do the main part of the drawing. We should do the main front part of the drawing.
背景です。特にですね、この四角く切り抜かれたこのトリミングされたライン
This background does
なん
not
ですが、
have
これ
low
ね、み
trim.
んなやっちゃうんですよね。ニモさんの場合には少し工夫を施し
It's a
て、
bit
こんな風にね、チョークで描かれたような、そういう端っこの処理
where
をして
you
いるんです
directly
が、
draw. You
このイ
shouldn't
ラストと
be
チョー
adding
クって
lines
あん
like
まりね
that.
こう関連性
Right
が
there
ないので、
isn't that
少しね
well.
苦し紛れ感
A bit.
があっちゃうんですよね。同じくり抜くにしても、絵と関連づかせてみると、それだけでかなりおしゃれな感じになります。
That is not that stylish. So yeah, in other words, he said the background isn't looking that well and not stylish. It probably could use better direct use.
はい、白のくり抜き方を
Yes, the white background is better because when you're outside, light reflects.
関連付けがされるので、よりイラストに雰囲気が増しますよね。白い切り抜きをもっと目立たせたい場合には惑星を描いてあげてもいいかもしれません。こんな風に。はい、こんな感じ。
Yes, just like this.
無理やりこう処理しちゃいましたみたいな感じが出ちゃうんですが、これで白い部分
Okay, I'm trying to read what he says. This white
にも必然性が生まれて、絵に一体感がぐぐっと増すと思います。それとですね、次はレモンの
That
配
is
置でしょう
next
か。
we should
これに
do.
ついてもね、好みの問題があると思うので、一概には言
Hold
わ
on, what did he say?
が生まれて、絵に一体感がぐぐっと増すと思います。それとですね、次はレモンの配置でしょうか。
Next is the lemon that we should fix.
これについてもね、好みの問題があると思うので、一概には言いませんが、全体にまんべんなく
It
配
is
置するよりも、
definitely a
ど
bit
ちら
off.
かに寄せてあげると、
This
絵に動
needs
きが
to
感じら
have
れて効
fixed
果的です。
proportions.
例えば、こうしちゃいましょうか。
So yes, basically in other words, he said next we should do the lemon and fix it because it looks very off.
はい、イラスト上半分にレモンを集中させました。こうすると、レモンがふわふわ浮かんでいるようなバランスになるので、
It should be fluffy and it should have a balance in between fluffy and hard.
このイラストはもともと紙の
This illustration needs better and it needs to be fluffy. When you make it, it should definitely have some fluff in it and have some space. From this,
というキーワードをもとに行っていきますね。それとレモンの書き込みについてなんですが、もしもう少しレモンの
if you take a
存在感を強調したい
bit
なっていう場合には、
of
もう少し書
lemon,
き込んであ
then
げてもい
it
いか
would
もしれません。
when you okay, so he said if you take a lemon, it should be a bit, I don't know what he said, but I kind of know what he said. Like I said, I'm not the best translator. Oh, it should have a bit of seeds. Oh, now I know what he said. So he said, if you're drawing a lemon, it should have a bit of seeds in it. Because that's what would make it realistic. And it should be a bit fluffy on the, like, have some fluff on the inside. Okay, so that's what he said. Yes, just like this. The lemon is a bit, this is over there should. So he said we got to add some particles and we should add some more. I think if I translate it, yes, just like this. A bit, we need a bit more. Oh, so he said something about, yeah, we needs a bit more blue and needs to be more colorful. Yes, yes. 下を薄くすることで浮遊感が生まれますので、このイラストの軽やかさをより強調できると思いますね。背景については以上です。次は Next is キャラクターの部分を検索していきましょう。さあ、今回の本題。線をなじませるために線で表現する部分と I don't know what he's talking about when he says horn, because I know horn means book, but I don't know what he means by it. Maybe he's talking about either the drink or とその前にですね、ちょっと下準備を整えますね。ポーズも少し変更を加えた方 the
が
pose
見栄え
is
が
a
良くなり
bit
そうです。
weird, so we here. Yeah, so we said the pose is a bit weird, so we should fix the pose. I'm not accurate at translating, but I'm trying to.
はい、首の角度を直してみました。
Yes, this we have
目の高さ
made
で
the
す。
pose
目の
better.
高さがこう水平に揃っていると動きの少ない
But
絵
the
に
water
見えがちです。場合によってはそれでもいいんですが、このイラストの裏テーマは軽やかさですから、より軽やかに見えるようにこんな風に
So
目の高さを少しだけ水平からずらして
as you can
修正して
see
みました。あとはちょっとここも不自然に見えちゃいますね。修正します。
also it is okay, so yeah, they were talking about the liquid and how they should fix it. How she's holding the liquid. Yeah. The cup looks much better when it's like that, because definitely on the right you can't actually see her holding the cup. When you draw, you should actually make it more like this and not like this, because here it looks like you're not holding it. So
この鎖骨の線をなじませるためにはどうすればいいのか。僕だったらね、こう言っちゃいます。
So he's talking about like the two shoulders need to have a bit more definition.
はい、もうですね、線というか、
Yes, already it is.
手前の線はね、ちょっと色とりっぽくして薄いオレンジにしつつ、奥の方に至っては
Some orange needs to
ここに
be
鎖骨があるんだなっていうのを間接的に表現しちゃうっていうやり方です。とね、線で描かない。さっきの線、なんで浮いていたかっていうと、鎖骨の
drawn right.
他の部分の凹凸に比べたら急激な凹凸がついているわけじゃなくて、比較的ね、滑らかな凹凸じゃないですか。でも表現として他の部分と同じように線で表現してしまっている。そうすると見ている人は、あれ、ここってもうちょっと滑らかな起伏なはずなのに、なんかバキバキに段差がついているように感じるな。ちょっと変かもっていう
A bit weird, but
違和感を感じてしまって、それ
but when you do it like that, that is
しまうというわけなんです。なので今言ったように滑らかな
now
起伏を表現する場合には線ではなくて影で表現してあげると絵に違和感が生まれづらいっていうわけなんですよ。ね、そう言われると分かりやすいでしょ。
right. It does look when you okay. When you write it or say it like that, okay, I think what he's saying is when you draw it like that, it looks a bit cheap. Might be wrong.
さて、もう一箇所気になる部分を修正しましょうか。勘がいい人はもう分かったかもしれません。ここですね。
Here. So he said draw. Let's draw here.
はい、フリフリの水着についても全体を線で表現していましたが、こ
When the
ここそ
water
柔
is
らかい起伏を表すべき部分だと思います。なのであんまり線は使わずに陰影
but it's not wasn't really in proportion. So what I had did was made sure that the things arranging it looked better. So when you write, it looks better. So when you do things like this, you should make sure that the shirt is proportional within the shadows and the lighting. It does look a bit off. Next we should fix the cup a bit more. Hold on. What did he say?
線を消せば解決するんです。ね、単純でしょ。さあ次はまだちょっとここに違和感がありますね。
Next, here is still a bit. Next, here is still a. Still, there has a. Okay, so I'm gonna try to say this. So next, there is still a bit. There, it is still a bit off here. Next, it. All right. Next, it's still a bit off here. Okay. Okay, I think that's what he said. Like, it's still a little bit off here. Yeah. I think I might do these once a month, actually.
はい、レモネードの角度ですが、修正前は
Yes, the
手前に向
lemon
いています
cup
が、
was
奥の方に
looking
向け
a
た方
bit
が
weird from the
手の
front
角度
angle
からして自然ですね。
because this is
あとはこの
not
イラストの主題が
actually
レモネードなので、
A lemonade actually would have a lid on the top. He didn't talk about ice though, because it would say kori if he talked about ice. Yeah, maybe he's putting lemons in the lemonade. Oh yes, the ice. Yes, the ice is now here, so the ice should be added. When you place in ice. Okay, so he said, basically, in other words, he said, whenever you draw lemonade, you should draw ice in the lemonade. If you don't draw ice in the lemonade, it doesn't actually look right, because ice in the lemonade is supposed to be in there, because normally ice has lemonade, but how the person drew it, they didn't actually add ice in the lemonade. I'm pretty sure that is what he said. I don't know. That's my translation. What I see from this view is that it needs a bit more fixing. But it needs a bit balance because it's a little bit too small, so I didn't hear him say mess, so I couldn't exactly tell you. But he was talking about that this needs a bit balanced because the eyes are a little bit too large. Because how you're supposed to draw it is to actually make the eyes a little bit smaller so they don't look too large in the drawing, or your drawing's gonna look cringe. Now, this is unrelated, but for instance, take a look at my drawings. If you make the eyes too large, it's gonna look cringe. Now, for instance, that's not a good example. Yeah, as you can see, you're supposed to make the eyes balance within the face. And what exactly this person did was made it a little bit too large, so he is correcting the eyes and making sure that they're the right size. Now, you can roast me all you want if I'm not translating correctly. I'm sorry if I can't translate correctly, but I can understand a little bit of what he's saying, so I'm trying to tell you what he's saying. So, all right. So he's currently adding a few details to the eyes, as we can see. Yes, like this. The eyes were a bit too small, so you need some highlights within the eyes, so we're going to add a bit of highlighting. Hi. Yes, like this. The big eyes. The eyes were a little bit too big, so we had to fix it a bit because whenever you make it. Also, here also needs a bit of more fixing right here. Hold on, what did he say? Hold on. He said something. I'm trying to translate. Okay, so he said, when you make a highlight for your character, I see that the highlights weren't that large. I mean, hold on. So when you do drawing, there needs to be a highlight around the nose proportion. Hold on. I haven't gotten to this part. Yes, here. It's here. So that's what he said. And he's also going to fix the mouth because of the proportions are kind of broken. Bro's good at this. My translations, the nose looked a bit off, so how you should draw the nose, you should try to make the proportions a bit right. This is much better than when you draw the nose. Where we need to go. Okay. The mouth did look a bit off, but you're supposed to make the straw against the mouth because how you're supposed to be drinking is like this. This is good, however. So please, I think I can translate if I actually just listen first and I'll translate for you. So please look with me. Also, this illustration needs. What I see is this right here. Okay, so we're talking about you're supposed to illustrate the highlighting. My translations aren't the best, but it's better than. Wherever the white parts are, and as you can see right over here, wherever the white parts are, you should actually try to add the highlight. Because, let me give you an example. Pretend this is my book right here. You see that? You see that black there? Yeah, that's shadow. And what he's basically saying is, this is like an object, and every time an object is on top of something, it makes a shadow because of the sun. So what he's saying is, wherever this white part is, there should be a shadow, and there shouldn't be no shadowing, or it'll have less detail, and your drawings will kind of suck. Yes. Well, he didn't say it that way, but I know what he's saying. But he didn't say your drawings will suck. He's probably saying it in a much more nice way, but I don't have time to fully translate it. This character where you see is a bit better, but we could do a bit more detail. And as you can see, exactly what I said, the highlights. Bro is a goat. Not in a bad way, in a good way. Greatest of all time on this. Yes, the big details. Hold on. When you see the character, it needs a plus when you do things. Wait, what does that kanji mean again? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he's talking about the eye, and in front of the eye, we'll need a bit of detail. In front of the eye, we'll need a bit of detail. First is here. And like you can see, yes, the paper highlight is up. Oh, he's not talking about the eye. He's talking about the paper. Okay, so we said in front of the hair needs a highlight of some white in front, because you're forgetting that there's also the sun does light in almost all directions. So, for example, you see this? Well, as you can see, it is a bit dark, but okay, maybe you can't see it, but as you can see, it is a bit dark, but right up there has some highlight of white. Well, that's exactly what he's talking about. So, yeah. Don't worry, guys. We're almost done with the YouTube stream. I'm only doing this around once a month. Also, here would also need a bit more changing. So it is a bit fun, but we need to fix the hair. And no, I'm not just completely looking at the screen and guessing. I'm actually using my Japanese grammar to try to fix it. I mean, Japanese grammar to... Yes. In front, we have already done a bit detail. So now we must... That is still a bit too hard. And here we need to fix it. But, however, we've already... Here needs a bit of detail because it makes it a little bit more fun and makes your character look more fun. It's quite the best of the smallest, and we need a bit of detail. So when you do it, so like this. Yes, the characters. Then the last thing we need to do on the paper is make a frontal detail around the character. Yeah, I was right. Last thing we need to do is a frontal detail. Yes, just like this. When you add detail of the sweat, here's before on the right and on the left is after. Look what we have done. It is now much better. So when you make characters, you should make sure that their portions and the background does look much better than the actual is. First, we see that the mistake was that the white background was a bit hard to do. Okay, so first we see the white background didn't look at... First, we see the background is not as stylish as on the right. However, on the right, you should, with the white details of making a stylish type with the trees to match the vibe, makes it much more appealing. So when you see, as we have done here, we have made highlights, and as you can see, the shadows are supposed to be reflecting the white trees. Where you should also so when you draw, you should be able to do... So there was... I see my rest, my something... Okay, hold on. It carries a bit of a heavy drawing. Now to here is drawing. Now to here is drawing more, but now when you write, you should... With the new drawing, looks much better. Then the last thing we should know is in this section. Hold on. But when you draw, there is a new... So please So last thing is that corner. So the art section says, let's go. So I will see you. Okay, that is it for this video. I will see you in the next one, or I will see you in the next video, is what he said. And then the video ends like that. Hopefully he doesn't copyright me or I'm cooked. But the only excuse I have is I was translating it. So overall, basically he was saying that in the first part, he was fixing the cup of the lemonade because I know this is a bit embarrassing, but you actually hold your cup. Hold on, let me see if I can. Sorry. You're supposed. Okay, my hand isn't the best example, but your hand doesn't go like this and rigs. Your hand's supposed to go like this, actually holding it. Then the second thing he said is there's supposed to be ice, and there's supposed to be some ice in the cup because who would drink their lemonade without ice? And then he also said that the eyes were a little bit too large and they didn't look the best. And I'm going to show you one more time the before and after results. I know I'm not supposed to do this, but maybe my translations aren't the best, but I'm trying to translate from what I know because I'm not just looking at his drawing and telling you this. I know what he's saying because I actually can understand some of his words. Okay, one second, guys. Right. And yes, this is my first time watching this video. I didn't watch it anywhere else, and I put Japanese subtitles. So I'm going to basically recap the video really quick. So the first thing he tells us is the background needed a bit of white trees and a bit of style to make the background stylish. The second thing he told us is the way you're supposed to hold the cup is exactly like that and not like rigged like this. Then for the ice, you're supposed to add some ice and lemons here. Then what he told us next was we're supposed to fix the eyes because the eyes looked a bit big and a bit cringe. Then he told us the proportion of the nose should be a little bit far from the eyes. Then after that, he said that the straw should be against the mouth because that's how you would actually drink a drink. Then right here, he told us that where the white is at is where the highlight should be. Then he added a bit more particles to make it a bit pop more, and for here he also adjusted it and made it a bit more stylish. And as for the last thing he did, he added a bit more shadowing and basically fixed bro's drawing. Yeah, the goat of artwork. And let me see the before. Yeah, so basically, in other words, he roasted just kidding, he didn't roast them. So basically, in other words, the clothes didn't look that appealing, but the way he did it, he fixed it up. And I know I'm not really supposed to do this, but the last video I saw, I don't think it's in my playlist, but the last video I saw, he was talking about how you shouldn't add too much detail. But in this video, he was talking about how you should add more detail and pay attention to key details. Well, I know nobody's watching this stream, but who knows who's going to click this stream after it's been streamed. So, yeah, guys, well, that's it for this video. Thank you. I mean, that's it for the stream. Thank you so much. I tried my best to translate what he was saying. Let me know down in the comments after the stream what I said wrong and what I mistranslated, and I will work on my Japanese more. I tried translating it without subtitles. I tried listening and using my context clues to basically tell you what he was saying. But I kind of over-exaggerated. Like, for example, saying, if you don't add ice to the cup, you suck. Well, he didn't say that. So, yeah. That's it for the stream. Wolves versus Cats leaving, and I will maybe see you next month on this stream. Mega Mayor.